The Chief of the Air Staff has paid tribute to what he called the magnificent job being done by RAF Aircrew over Libya. But speaking after the disbandment parade at RAF Kinloss, Air Chief Marshal Sir Stephen Dalton also acknowledged that uncertainty over the future of at least 3 bases was destabilising for his personnel and their families. James Hirst asked him how he felt when capabilities such as the Nimrod were being lost to the service.
One always has to look at what the capability requirements are in any period, and then we have to prioritise. And as the government have said, in some cases, we've had to take some pretty harsh decisions over priorities. In many ways, if we could afford it, we would still be looking at the capability and bringing the Nimrod MA4 in. But the point is, for the moment, we cannot afford to do everything, and therefore what we have to do is to prioritise. That does not mean to say that we have given up the capability, and we will certainly be trying to make sure that in reviewing in the future, we have the people and their skill sets available to help us advise us what we need to do in the future for a capability, not necessarily the platform.
There are more harsh decisions to come along the coast at Lossiemouth. People are waiting to hear their future further south in Leuchars and indeed at other RAF stations. When will they get answers on their future?
I absolutely recognise how disturbing it is for people who are waiting to find out whether they're going to be based in Scotland or anywhere else for that matter around the country. Just as soon as we can get the factors all together, we can understand all the elements and then put that all together and recommend what we're going to do, then those decisions will be out. We have been working very hard in the last few months to make sure that with all things going as we think they are, we will know by the summer as to where we are and what we're going to do.
All this comes at a time when the RAF has had to step up its commitments, not only Afghanistan but Libya. How much pressure is the Royal Air Force and, more importantly, its people under at the moment?
Well, I'm absolutely fantastically proud of the way in which the men and women have stepped up to the requirement, as you say, to conduct operations into Libya. A crisis which was absolutely based around the fundamental need to protect the human beings in that country from someone who was trying to do some quite nasty things to them. So they've stepped up to it, they've done a magnificent job. But we have done this on the basis of everything we could do to achieve the aim we were set. So I'm very proud of what they've done, and I think they've done a magnificent job.
How long do you think that job can continue?
The job can continue until it's done properly and done completely. And that is not a cliche, it will be done that way, because we are determined to make sure, as the government has said, that this is not something that we leave half finished. So we will continue to do the job as required.
You have the capacity to, say, go beyond the 6-month planning assumption for a second operation alongside Afghanistan?
The option and the length, precise time will depend entirely on what happens in the situation. It does not help to speculate too much on how long that's going to go on. So we will continue to do this for exactly how long it needs to have a successful outcome.